Welcome to online class. I am Mrs. SD from LPA Public School, and in this video I am going to explain you a chapter that is called punctuation marks. As you know about the punctuation marks which you have studied in your previous classes, there are many types of punctuation marks which are used in English language to make it understand. Suppose full stops, commas, semi-comma, colon, hyphen, and these punctuation marks make a sentence meaningful. It helps us to read the English correctly. So here in this video we are going to study about different types of punctuation marks. First, which you have studied in your previous classes also, that is capital mark. As you know, capital marks are generally used at the beginning of a sentence or anything when you start writing English. Any essay, any poem or your question answer, the beginning of a sentence is always capital. Second, that is full stop, which comes at the ending of the sentence. And there are many punctuation marks which comes at the ending of the sentence, which depend on the sentence according to the sentence. If our sentence is assertive, we use full stop at the ending. If our sentence is not assertive, it may be interrogative, then we use the question mark, that is question mark at the ending of the sentence. But if our sentence is in exclamation form, then we use exclamation mark, that is exclamatory sentence. Okay, in an exclamatory sentence there is exclamation mark. These are used at the ending of the sentence. Capital, it has no symbol. Full stop, it is indicated as a point at the ending of the sentence. Question mark, this is the symbol of question mark. Exclamation mark, it is the symbol of exclamation mark. And there are many more punctuation marks which help to make a sentence meaningful. So these are the previous things which you already know. Here in this chapter we are going to study mainly about the semicolon, colon, hyphen, apostrophe, or the it is interrogative sentence. In an interrogative sentence, the words are used, which exclamation marks are used in that, and also some of the punctuation marks which are used in direct sentences or indirect sentences. So let's begin with the examples. First of all, I will give the example of these sentences, and then the example which are given in your book, that is semicolon, colon, hyphen, etc. Here is the definition of capital letters, or you can say the use of capital letter. It is used at the starting of any sentence, or you can say at the beginning of any sentence. It means whenever we start writing anything, we generally start the first word with the capital letter. Suppose, for example, I used to write Raju is a good student. Here, the beginning of this sentence, that is the word, that is Raju, and here the R this can. When we start another writing another sentence with the same person, the beginning of the next sentence will also with the capital letter, that is he. H will be capital. He study in class 5th. So it means the beginning of every sentence will be the capital letter. So it is very clear to all of you. Now our next point, that is use of full stop. That is number 2. Full stop. Sorry. Here. As you have seen in the first example, Raju is a good boy, a good student. Here I use the word full stop. It means at the ending of a assertive sentence, we use a mark which show the end of a sentence, and that is called as full stop. Okay. Let me write another example. She is my best friend. Here, as sentence is end, the mark used to show the ending is called as full stop, and we use the full stop in a assertive sentence and some of the exclamatory sentence also. Our next punctuation mark is question mark, which you use with this sample symbol, and it is used at the ending of an interrogative sentence. It means it shows the interrogation, that is when we use to ask a question. At the ending of such sentences we use a mark that is called as interrogative, or you can say question mark. Here, for suppose, where is your class? Here, it is a question, so at the ending question mark. Let's write one more. What is your name? Which is very common to all of you. So this is about the question mark. Now our fifth, it is number 3rd. This is number 3rd, and now it is 4. 4, that is exclamation, or you can say exclamatory sentence. So the mark which we use here, that is called as exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Here it is like this, with a line ending with a dot, and it is used in a exclamatory sentence. It is used in an exclamatory sentence. It is used in an exclamatory sentence, or you can say at the ending of an exclamatory sentence which show exclamation. As you know that the sentence which show order, command, request, In such sentences we use exclamation mark. Sorry, it is not exclamation, it is imperative. An exclamatory sentence shows sudden feeling. Wow, what, bravo, which we have studied in interjection. So these are the main point of exclamatory sentence. Let's see the example. Wow, what a beautiful bird, and then the exclamation mark at the ending. So here we can use exclamation mark at the ending or at the word, after the word. So you want right here the word wow. After that we can use an exclamation mark, or at the ending of the sentence. In both the places we can use an exclamation mark. So now let's see about the that is semicolon. Here is the next, that is semicolon, which is indicated with a stop, and below that there is a comma. So this is the symbol stop and comma together. So this is indicate a pause that is longer than one that shown in a comma, but it is shorter than a full stop. Because here the stop, we generally use the stop in full stop at the ending of a sentence, that is of assertive, and comma to give a small pause. But as the semicolon is a combination of these two symbols. Here stop and comma both comes together. So in the same way the definition is also combined together. It means it indicates the pause that is longer than comma. It means it is longer than comma but shorter than full stop. So it means it comes in between, little more than comma but not more than full stop. And it is used to separate the items in a list which are already have many commas, which already contains commas. It means there is a, generally we use comma to separate the items, many items. Suppose I have book, comma, pen, comma, pencil, comma, eraser, comma, box, so many things. So when you are writing many or saying many things together, generally while saying we didn't say comma, but for example I have told you. But when we used to write, we use comma. It means that show the separation of items. But semicolons are used in that sentences which have already comma in it. Here I have given an example. We drove through Banaras, Uttar Pradesh. You know the Banaras is in Uttar Pradesh. So Banaras, after Banaras there is a comma, but Banaras of, it means Banaras of Uttar Pradesh. After the word Uttar Pradesh there is a semicolon. Here, semicolon. It means we have to use little more than the Banaras. While reading we can read, we drove through Banaras, Uttar Pradesh, then stop, Gwalior, Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. So here the semicolon is used to separate the Banaras of Uttar Pradesh from Gwalior of Madhya Pradesh. So I hope it is clear to you. It means Banaras is in Uttar Pradesh, Gwalior is in Madhya Pradesh. To separate these two, between that we use the semicolon. And this sentence has already comma in it. So we can say a semicolon is used to separate the items in a list that are already contain commas. So I think it is clear to you. There is one more thing for semicolon. It is also used to separate two sentences that could be joined with the conjunction. It means if a sentence is joined with the help of conjunction such as and, because or since, in such sentences that type of sentences we use semicolon in that. So here we have to study about the two main points about the semicolon. First is it indicates a pause which are longer than comma but shorter than full stop, and it is used to separate the item in a list which has already comma in it, and second it is used to separate the two sentences that would be joined with the conjunction such as and, since, because, etc. So I hope it is clear to you. Generally you have to study about the separation, that is it is used to separate items in a list, and second it is used to separate two sentences which are connected with the conjunctions. So I think it is clear to you. Now let's see our next punctuation mark, that is colon, which is indicated with the 2 points. Here is a symbol of colon, 2 points together, and it shows the colon. Dear student, a colon is used to introduce a list of items. Here, as you have studied in semicolon, in the same way here also it is also used to introduce a list of items. For example, there are 2 types of plant. It means here the same thing is the list of items must be related to a particular things here, as there are 2 types of plant. It means the colon is used here which indicate about the plants. The first that is flowering and the second that is non-flowering plant. It means the colon is used to separate the types of plant, that is flowering and non-flowering. Next, that is it is used to separate the hours and the minute. When you write the time and you have to write the hour and the minute both together, then between that hour and minute we use the punctuation mark, that is called as semicolon. Here I will reach by 9:30. Here there is a colon. It separates the hour and the minute. It means 9 which indicate the hour, 30 indicate the minute, and it means 9:30 AM in the morning time. To separate minute and hour, between them there is a mark is called as colon. So it is clear to all of you. Now let's see one more, that is about the hyphen. This is hyphen. A hyphen, the hyphen in a sentence we use in a short dash is generally used to join the word, or it is used with the compound number, it is used with the compound noun, and it is used with the compound adjective. But how? Let's see with the example. Suppose the first with the compound noun, it means when we use the number in a sentence. Suppose here it is given there are 49 students. 49 in number, when you write here, you can write like this 49, and 49 is a combined word which show 1. 49 it is a one number. So while writing in a numbers or in a spelling form, we use a hyphen between 40 and 9. Here the word there is a punctuation mark called hyphen. It means to join the two words, the hyphen is used in that. This is with the number maybe 94, 62. When you write in a spelling form in a letter, then we use a number. Second, that is with the compound noun. There are many compound nouns. Suppose here I have written an example. Neha's mother-in-law. You know, mother-in-law is referred to a one person. So it must be joined together. So mother-in-law between the word mother hyphen in hyphen law. So the hyphen is used to 3 letters, that is called as compound noun, mother-in-law. So in that way, father-in-law, daughter-in-law, sister-in-law, grandfather-in-law. For such word we use the hyphen between them. Our next things, that is with the compound adjectives. This is adjective. For the adjective word, you know, generally adjective word are the word which show special quality, quantity of a noun or a pronoun. Here, Sachin's flat. It means it describes about the flat of a Sachin. Sachin's flat is in 10-story building. Here, after the word 10, the hyphen is used. So this is all about the punctuation mark. I hope it is clear to all of you. So dear student, study your book and do your exercise if you are able to do. I have given you a PDF of exercise which you will write in your classwork and also in your paper. So thank you for the listening.